Designing logos is one aspect of graphic design that I love so much, and I've been doing this for about 8 years now. Every logo design has a unique creative approach, though they have the same workflow. An NGO called Fathers and Sons Foundation reached out to me to design a logo for them, and they want their logo to be remarkable, to stand out amongst the sea of other logos in the NGO sector, NGO space, and they want it unique and timeless. And this is the brief that they handed to me. Fathers and Sons Foundation is birthed from sentiment, from first-hand experience of what it feels to grow up without a father or even a father figure. Unfortunately, a large number of boys in Nigeria grow up without their fathers, either taken away by death, incarceration, drugs, poverty, or just sheer irresponsibility. In Kaduna South, poverty and drunkenness have made fathers absent even when they are physically there. With weapons like the LGBTQ+, the extreme feminist movement, infiltration of sex toys, and artificial intelligence, though not all AI, which are fashioned to undermine the importance of man in a society. The goal of Fathers and Sons Foundation is to teach boys and growing men to recognize their relevance and worth, to understand who they are and their God-given potentials, to raise boys to men who command respect, handle responsibilities, and show strength spiritually, emotionally, and physically, to build better men and fathers of society who are passionate about family and country, whose thoughts and actions are for the betterment of mankind, men with the fear of God, who are strong, responsible, and successful. I carved out a couple of words from the design brief, which are loneliness, isolation, separation, perspective, strength, building. And these words are supposed to be my guide for the mark. Just like every other logo design process, I had to create a mood board, source for design inspirations that goes in line with the logo style I have in mind. After a decade-long search for ideas, of course you know how addictive Pinterest and Behance can be, I started making sketches. And I ended up with this particular sketch that stood out for me. At this point, I hopped onto my design software and started designing. There is something really off about this logo. For me, it just looks like a couple of blocks. And these blocks were inspired by one of the keywords I crafted out of the creative brief, which is building. Yeah, it's obvious that it's building block. But the idea was still kind of vague for the brand. I wanted to differentiate the father from the son, but these stacked blocks were not really cutting out for me. So I made a last minute decision, which is to add little elements which shows how the father dresses and how the son dresses. So it made the father look like he's wearing a shirt and the son looks like he's wearing a t-shirt. And that really stood out for me, and it makes more sense. After sharing it with the client, they liked this idea, and that was what we settled with. The concept behind the icon are two people with different perspective and separate paths. The son on the one end feels ignored, totally abandoned and neglected, while the father is on the other part, facing his career. These two coming together can be a formidable force, hence the reason why they back each other, that's they are watching each other's back. And if you look at from an imaginary view, you'll see a two-dimensional cube around the whole icon, which makes them a whole solid foundation. And of course, any good logo presentation is not complete without a visual identity. So I went ahead and made some mock-ups for the brand and shared it with the client and added to the brand guideline. And this is what we have at the end of the day. If you're new here, my name still remains Kankaranam the Benjamin, the professional apprentice, aka Pro App. Thanks for stopping by, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And whatever you do, don't forget to put God first and create again. Peace, and I'm out. One.